Hi everyone, it's Dr. E and I'm here with your week 1 instructional video. So I'm just going to jump into D2L to kind of give you an idea of where to go and what to do. So make sure that you've looked at the information in the announcement here and you've watched that walkthrough video. Note that it is from spring. I don't love reusing videos, but because I am out of town, helping some family out. My work computer camera is not fully functioning, so I will definitely be in future videos and not reuse those when possible. So we really want to get familiar with the content area, and so if you click on content, these are some things that I went through in the D2L walkthrough. But if you need information on purchasing the electronic or printed version of our text, that's here. Remember, there is a Start Here section that's just kind of a nice little quick reference guide for finding some information. There's a course frequently asked question area that a lot of times students either forget about or they just don't take the time to look through it. And this is something that can be truly helpful. So make sure that it's something that you just kind of consider if you have some specific questions or if you're feeling like, you're overwhelmed, things like that. I also want you to note that if you go to the student success area, this is where we have those links to technology support, academic support. There are bonus events or workshops, but then there are also some tips, tricks, and tools that I've tried to kind of compile from previous semesters and information I get from students. So I just try to kind of answer questions or concerns. I talk about, having a terrible internal writing voice, and that's what I often talk about as Dolores Umbridge from the Harry Potter series. She's a terrible human being with the appearance of being somebody very kind, and that's, we're often having that negative kind of narrative in our heads about writing, so I want you to shut that noise down, shut her up, right? And then there's the idea that, I'm just not a good writer. Some people are good, but I'm not. And that's where I always bring in Beyonce. Some of you may not be fans, which why? But Beyonce didn't just wake up and think, I'm going to be Beyonce. I'm going to be amazing. She worked so hard. And that's what we as writers want to do. It's about practice. There aren't people born with specific writing genes. There are just people who maybe have had more practice than others. They have been pushed to write a little bit more and therefore have more comfort, more confidence, that kind of thing. But writing is something that we can all work on and improve. Absolutely everybody. So think of these two when you need a little boost or to kind of calm your nerves. Or to tell that negative voice inside your head to just shush. All right, so there's also the MLA Help, D2L. All of that's in that D2L walkthrough video. So I'm going to go to this week's module. We'll have one of these every single week, and it's taken directly from our schedule, which is also over here. Okay, so where to go if you need to quickly. And also just to know, at any moment there may be a loud interruption by several dogs, so just keep that in mind, and I'm just going to apologize in advance. Okay, so each Monday is essentially kind of when information drops, right? So you'll have a view of the course. If you are a person who really likes to work ahead and get everything done at once, this may not be the class for you, because though there are some things you can do ahead, there is quite a bit that I plan as I see what is needed for our course. So if some things are taking a little bit longer for us to grapple with, then I have to make some adjustments on what we're doing in every week. So just make sure you're keeping that kind of thing in mind. Our major assignments won't change, but some things like discussion posts, that kind of thing, may be, just tweaked a bit here or there. All right, so this week we have the introduction video, the syllabus video, we also have the D2L video. You'll want to take some time to look over all of the materials, download your version of Microsoft Office, complete your discussion post. I put here, ideally, complete that by Thursday. But overall, I'm really trying to simplify things for you, for me, and just have Sundays as the due dates for things. Now, for some of you, that's great, right? You have the week to kind of digest everything and work on things. For some of you, if you are procrastinators, I know you're out there, you're going to wait till Sunday to do everything, and that's just really going to bite you in the end. So I want to put in your mind, get something out at least by Thursday, if not beforehand. Okay, so it won't count off against you if you submit on Sunday, because that is essentially the deadline. You're going to read a brief-ish article by Irvin, which is about academic writing. I love starting with this piece. He works hard to kind of dispel a lot of the myths that we may have internalized growing up and thinking about our writing. So he provides some really wonderful insight and kind of helps us see the error in our thinking when it comes to writing. That's posted in the content area, but it's also below. You will have a written response that's due this week. We're going to ease into some of that work. But again, it's a fast class, right? So over here, I put together this slide that just kind of is trying to emphasize the fact that we are moving very quickly in a summer course. If you do not have experience with a summer class, then this is a tough one to begin with, because a class like writing takes a lot of time because of the workload versus another class, again, that may just have quizzes or may just have exams. We have a lot of requirements in a course such as this. So you'll want to keep a calendar. We have a schedule, of course, but it may not align with what you need to do on a weekly basis when it comes to work or caring for family or caring for relatives, that kind of thing. Set reminders on your phone. Do whatever it is you need to do to make sure that you're keeping up. But again, just think of Sundays always, but get the work done ahead of time. Make sure you're asking questions. There's a whole discussion board area for Q&A, and that's where you can ask questions or even answer them with your colleagues if you feel confident in those answers. You got to be kind to yourself. If you are feeling overwhelmed in this first week, know that that is normal in any semester, absolutely any semester. It is understandable to be a little bit overwhelmed, because if you are taking one or multiple classes, everything will look different. Every professor sets things up a little bit differently, so it may take some time for you to get to a kind of level of comfort about where you can find different elements and items. So just be kind, be patient, ask questions. And then I put work ahead when possible, but that really is essentially for the reading. You have the full summer session at a glance when it comes to reading. Some of those assignments, though, will be adjusted a little bit. So at least getting that reading out of the way and making notes and doing what you need to do to maintain that information, that's a huge way to kind of get ahead on your work. All right. So you'll have your written response, and then you'll always have a weekly quiz. Those quizzes are going to be based on things like this video, any video from this week, which we've had a few, as well as the reading and the assignment work from that particular week. So I would suggest really waiting on the quiz until you've gotten everything else done, okay? Because it will have questions from everything. There's a discussion post that's due on Thursday, but again, the ultimate deadline is Sunday. Just do it Thursday. And then you'll also have a written response and a quiz due on Sunday. And then this area at the bottom is for next week. So what do you need to prepare for next week? You have some chapters to read from our course text. So that's why I have said, get your book, period. Remember that this doesn't mean anything. Don't look at this and think, oh, I completed 2 assignments. No. All right, so you'll always have these 3 sections. So to watch, you have the walkthrough video, syllabus video, and you're watching what will be this video link. And then to review, we have Irvin's article, which again is wonderful. And then there's the syllabus and the schedule. So take some time to look through those things. Let me know if you find any errors or anything that's questionable. I am not above really asking for you to review, to peer review my work and make sure that everything is clear. So to do, we have a discussion, and this is just kind of quick introductions, a way to get us writing, but to share about ourselves. Only share what you're comfortable with. Make sure you're reading through all the directions, and a lot of this is just reminders. You gotta edit your work. This is a writing class. I'm always going to urge you to download Grammarly, because why not? It's a tool that can help us. It's not a tool that does everything for us. It's not like utilizing AI or something to write your work. Answer each prompt, and then there are some instructions on how to start a new thread. And I put, use your name as the subject line. People always neglect this. And then preferred pronouns. Just again, we're getting to know one another. So what is your name? If you have a nickname, this is really intended for, what do you want us to call you? If you have a nickname, if your name is Christina, but you prefer Christy, then make sure that we know that, because when I send you emails or if I interact with you digitally or in person via WebEx, I want to know. And then preferred pronouns. What do you hope to get out of this class? For many of you, it's a required course, but you got to see some value in it. You got to have a view of, what can I get out of this? What can I look at this in terms of, positive outcomes? Because if you look at it just as a course that's required, it's going to be a very long summer session. So what are you looking to learn? Any hobbies or interests, anything you want to share? One interesting fact about yourself, or if you don't really want to share something like that, an interesting bit of trivia. And then lastly, you want to share a picture. It can be an actual picture if you want to share something like that, or just something that connects to your hobbies, just a general, something you pull from Google or something that whatever works. And then there's some instructions. I've also included my own here, not only so that you can also get to know me, of course, but because this becomes kind of an example. This is how you accomplish this. I do want to note, however, you do not have to reply to me. A lot of times students feel compelled, like they have to reply to a professor. Absolutely not. It would be really nice if you replied to some of your colleagues and just show, like, it's good to know that there are other people out there reading our work. Of course, I'm always going to be in the background, reading your work, thinking about you as a writer, but it's helpful to see other people commenting on your work. I will, of course, be giving feedback throughout the semester, but not on maybe every single thing. So just keep that in mind, okay? So if we go back to the week 1 module where all of the items are, you also have a written response. It's a pretty big grade, but again, we're moving quickly. And this is just a way for you to share. This is only for me to see. There is a template. Please use the template, please. It's already set up in MLA format, which can be kind of tricky. So download this. If you have the version of Microsoft Word, you can download it and then just enter your information. Double click up here, your last name. This is all set up in MLA formatting. Okay. So I just want to know, in about 2 to 3 paragraphs, of course, that are revised, what is your writing history? What is your experience? Do you have a good memory about writing, or do you have a bad memory about writing? A lot of us have these very specific things in our mind, but then you also have these other prompts that you can think about, but you don't have to respond to everything. This is just to kind of get your wheels turning. You'll upload this as a document, which please make sure it's in Word format, so .doc or .docx or .pdf. If you are using a Mac or an Apple computer, do not upload in a Pages document. It will not be gradable. So just find the document, click open, and then you'll want to make sure that you click submit. Okay, so that is for our written response. And then of course we have our quiz. I want to go back to the original view so I'm not confusing you. Your quiz will cover questions from this video, from the other videos from this week, etc., etc. So make sure that you're reviewing the syllabus video, the documents, all of that good stuff. And please definitely let me know if you have any questions or concerns. We can always email or utilize those WebEx office hours. If you have questions about how to do some of those things, remember that there is a whole module here about technology, but you can also look at that D2L walkthrough video. All right, y'all, we're going to have a great 6 weeks together. We're going to get to know each other and do a lot of writing, but hopefully not painful writing. So let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week.